Everything that you're looking at, they're all tied in together. Every part, as crazy as it seems, as outrageous as it seems, it all ties in. Every bit of it.
There has been some updates in the Diddy $100 million default judgment that we reported on earlier this week.
Sean Diddy Combs, known for being no stranger to controversy, now finds himself in the midst of a legal battle that could become one of the most explosive in recent memory. While rumors and allegations surrounding him have dominated headlines for months, a surprising twist has recently emerged. Diddy's legal team has reportedly taken a game-changing step that could completely reshape his case. Even more intriguing are whispers that he may not be going it alone. The music mogul is rumored to be striking deals behind the scenes, potentially offering up names of other high-profile celebrities as part of a secret arrangement to secure his release. If true, Diddy's alleged strategy of revealing industry players for leniency could send shockwaves through Hollywood.
As far as, is he going to turn people in? Is he going to cooperate? If the federal government wants him to cooperate and they're going to cut his time, because right now he's looking at 15 to life. With all the charges he had to, he won't get out till 70 years old. He about 70. That's when they start talking about letting him come to a halfway.
Since his arrest in September 2024, it's no secret that Diddy's legal team has been working tirelessly to secure his release, facing serious charges like racketeering, trafficking, and more, charges that could lead to a life sentence if he's convicted. Despite the daunting odds, his attorneys have been relentless, filing motion after motion to secure bail for their client, only to face repeated rejections. Now, however, Diddy's team appears to have a new strategy in play, one that could change everything. Insider sources reveal that his latest bail request includes a jaw-dropping $50 million cash offer. But that's not all. The real shocker is the rumor that Diddy may be cooperating with federal authorities. Speculation is swirling that he's decided to play ball with the FBI, potentially providing information on some of the biggest names in the entertainment industry in exchange for his freedom. While his legal team has fiercely denied any such deal, even the hint of it is enough to send shockwaves through Hollywood.
If that's part of the indictment, that's somewhat like a blackmail. He was blackmailing people to be in the freak-offs. So that's federal. That could be that's a federal charge. He can't blackmail people to say, yo, listen here, you did it once and you're going to do it again. That ain't going to make it with the government or nobody.
So, who might be in Diddy's crosshairs? That's the million-dollar question. Over the years, Diddy has been known to rub shoulders with some of the most powerful and influential people in the world, from fellow music moguls to A-list actors. His circle of friends and associates reads like a who's who of the entertainment elite, and if the rumors are true, some of these very people could soon find themselves under serious scrutiny. Industry insiders are already buzzing with speculation about who Diddy might be willing to implicate to save himself. One name that keeps surfacing in connection to this potential deal is none other than Jay-Z, Diddy's longtime friend and collaborator. The two music titans share a deep history, having worked on numerous projects and attended some of Hollywood's most exclusive events together. But could their relationship be more complex than it seems? Some sources suggest that Diddy's alleged cooperation with the FBI might involve sharing details about events that both he and Jay-Z were part of during their heyday. While there's no solid evidence linking Jay-Z to any wrongdoing, even the faintest suggestion of his name in connection to Diddy's legal troubles has the rumor mill in overdrive.
Jay-Z got his ass by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange. You got it. The feds ain't step in and do nothing. The feds don't care about you getting your ass whooped.
But Jay-Z isn't the only big name being whispered about. Leonardo DiCaprio, the Oscar-winning actor known for his wild parties and connections with Hollywood's elite, has also been mentioned in relation to Diddy's case. DiCaprio has long been a regular at Diddy's legendary gatherings, and some speculate that his presence at certain events could come back to haunt him. While there's no solid evidence tying DiCaprio to any illegal activity, with Diddy reportedly ready to name names, anything seems possible. And let's not forget about Usher, the R&B superstar and longtime friend of Diddy, who was mentored by him early in his career. The two have remained close over the years, but now rumors are surfacing that Usher may have been present at some of the same questionable events that have put Diddy under scrutiny. Although no allegations have been made against Usher, just the mention of his name alongside Diddy's legal troubles is enough to raise eyebrows across the industry.
Well, one of the things that's going to happen, and I do believe that there has been a grand jury investigation that has been employed in this case. I think there may be a federal investigation going on, and there may be a state side one, but I'm not totally sure. But one of the things that the prosecution in any case is going to try to do is show that there is a pattern of behavior here.
Of course, none of this is confirmed, and Diddy's legal team has been quick to dismiss any talk of a deal as nothing more than baseless gossip. Still, the reality is that Diddy's situation is growing more desperate by the day, and desperate times often call for desperate measures. With his trial date set for May 2025, it's entirely possible that Diddy is feeling the pressure to make a deal while he still can. After all, if the prosecution's case is as strong as they claim, he could be facing life behind bars, a prospect likely unbearable for a man who's spent decades in the lap of luxury. But what would it mean for Diddy's reputation if he truly is cooperating with the feds? For someone long regarded as a kingpin in the music industry, turning informant could be a devastating blow to his legacy. Diddy has always taken pride in being a self-made mogul, someone who built an empire from the ground up through grit and determination. If he's willing to sell out friends and associates to save himself, that image could be shattered forever. It's a high-stakes game he's playing, and the consequences could be profound.
These are all allegations that have become shockingly familiar against Diddy in recent months as he has faced lawsuit after lawsuit from women and men who have accused him of all manner of bad behavior.
For now, it's all just speculation. Diddy's legal team remains adamant that their client is not cooperating with authorities and insists that the government's case is weaker than it appears. In fact, they even accused the prosecution of misleading the court about the strength of their evidence. According to Diddy's lawyers, the government has exaggerated the scope of the case, painting Diddy as the mastermind behind a vast criminal enterprise when in reality, the evidence is flimsy at best. They argue that the prosecution has been relying on sensationalized stories from disgruntled former associates and unverified claims from individuals seeking a quick payday. One of the prosecution's key pieces of evidence is a video from 2016 that allegedly shows Diddy engaging in inappropriate behavior with then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura at one of his infamous parties. However, Diddy's legal team maintains that the video is being taken out of context, insisting it shows nothing illegal or non-consensual and is being used purely to tarnish his reputation in the public eye. In fact, Diddy's attorneys have gone so far as to claim that the entire case against him is built on a foundation of lies and exaggerations.
Have a shot. I think his attorneys raised some good arguments.
I think they raise good arguments as well. Maybe this will be third time's the charm, because the difference between this bail motion and the prior two is that this one really does get to the heart of what the court was concerned about, which was witness intimidation.
The government remains confident they have enough evidence to convict Diddy on multiple charges, portraying him as someone who used his wealth and influence to manipulate and exploit others, building a network of enablers to carry out his alleged activities. They argue that Diddy's infamous freak-off parties were part of a much larger, more sinister operation involving coercion and manipulation on a massive scale. While his lawyers have attempted to downplay these events, the prosecution's case continues to gain momentum. The question now is whether Diddy will be granted bail. His legal team has proposed a comprehensive package that includes 24/7 surveillance, strict movement restrictions, and $50 million in cash as a guarantee he won't flee or interfere with the case. However, the prosecution argues that Diddy is a flight risk with a history of intimidating witnesses, making him a danger to the community. In their view, granting him bail would be a grave mistake, one that could threaten the entire case.
I don't think they are scared of him. I think they more so, they don't want him to embarrass their reputation and things that they've been known for.
Then there's the question of Diddy's potential cooperation with the feds. If he really is working with authorities, could that be enough to tip the scales in his favor? It's hard to say for certain, but what's clear is that this case is far from over. With Diddy's trial still months away, there's ample time for new developments to surface and for more names to be dragged into the spotlight. One thing's for sure. If Diddy is indeed striking deals behind the scenes, the entertainment industry could be in for a major shock. The fallout from this case may be felt for years as more people are implicated in the scandal. While Diddy's lawyers continue to fight tirelessly for his release, the shadow of this case hangs heavily over Hollywood, leaving everyone wondering who might be next in the crosshairs.
Diddy is now being sued in addition to what we just talked about by Dawn Richards. You guys will remember her. She was a part of Making the Band,
Dirty Money,
the Danny Kane era. So basically what she is alleging, she's alleging a lot of different things.
As the clock ticks down to Diddy's next court appearance, all eyes are on the music mogul and his legal team. Will they succeed in convincing the judge to grant him bail, or will Diddy remain behind bars while awaiting his day in court? Perhaps most crucially, what other secrets does Diddy have up his sleeve? Could his alleged cooperation with the feds lead to even more bombshell revelations about some of Hollywood's biggest stars? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: this story is far from over. The drama surrounding Diddy has been unfolding for months, and as more details come to light, it's becoming clear that this is much bigger than anyone initially imagined. Diddy's legal troubles didn't emerge overnight. In fact, they've been building for years. While some close to him may have seen the storm coming, for many, it's shocking to watch his empire teeter on the brink of collapse. The charges against him are serious, and this case is shaping up to be one of the most high-profile legal battles in recent memory. But how did we get here? What exactly led to Diddy's dramatic fall from grace, and what are his chances of actually beating these charges?
Diddy has been under criminal investigation for months by federal prosecutors here in New York, and if there are criminal charges, many of them may look a lot like what some of these individuals have been described.
It all began in November 2023 when Diddy's ex, Cassie Ventura, filed a lawsuit against him that sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Cassie, who had been in an on-and-off relationship with Diddy for over a decade, accused him of years of abuse and manipulation. She didn't hold back, making shocking claims that painted a disturbing picture of their time together. According to the lawsuit, Diddy had not only controlled every aspect of her life, but had also coerced her into situations that went beyond anyone's imagination. The lawsuit was a bombshell, and it didn't take long for the public to question whether there was more to Diddy's image as a successful businessman and music mogul than anyone had realized. But the most shocking part came just 24 hours after Cassie filed the lawsuit. It was settled. While the details of the settlement remain a mystery, it was clear that Diddy was willing to pay a significant amount to make the issue disappear quickly. To many, this move only fueled suspicions. Why settle so fast if there was nothing to hide? The rumors didn't help, with whispers circulating that Diddy had offered Cassie an 8-figure sum before the lawsuit went public in an attempt to keep her silent. Whether those rumors are true or not, one thing is certain: the lawsuit opened a floodgate, and from that moment on, Diddy's life would never be the same.
This is in the matter of Derek Lee Cardello Smith, MDOC number 267009 versus Sean Combs, Sean Puff Daddy Combs, also known as Sean P. Diddy, also known as Diddy, Bad Boy Records label owner.
The Cassie lawsuit may have been the catalyst, but it was far from the end of Diddy's legal troubles. Just days before the expiration of New York's Adult Survivors Act, 2 more lawsuits were filed against him. One was from an anonymous individual, and the other came from Joey Dickerson Neal, who alleged that Diddy had assaulted her back in the early 1990s. For those unfamiliar, the Adult Survivors Act allowed victims of certain types of abuse to file civil lawsuits, regardless of how much time had passed since the alleged incident. With the deadline fast approaching, it seemed that more and more people were coming forward, ready to take Diddy down. The anonymous lawsuit was particularly alarming, with claims that Diddy had engaged in behavior far more disturbing than anyone had previously suspected. Dickerson Neal, meanwhile, accused Diddy of drugging her without her knowledge in 1991, which, she claimed, led to an assault that was filmed and later circulated within the music industry. She spoke of how this event haunted her for years, and after seeing the mounting lawsuits against Diddy, she decided it was time to finally speak out. If her allegations are true, they raise serious questions about Diddy's behavior going back decades, long before he became one of the most powerful figures in the music industry.
New at 5, the legal troubles continue for Sean Diddy Combs tonight after a judge ordered the music mogul to pay $100 million to a Michigan man who says that he was assaulted by Combs in '97.
According to court documents, Derek Cardello Smith says Combs and then assaulted him during an after party at a Holiday Inn in Detroit. But Combs never responded to the lawsuit in court.
As the lawsuits continued to mount, Diddy was forced to make some difficult decisions. In late November 2023, he stepped down as chairman of Revolt TV, the media network he had founded in 2013. Revolt had been one of his major business ventures, and his departure sent a clear message that the allegations against him were starting to have real-world consequences. Revolt released a statement distancing itself from Diddy, emphasizing that while he no longer had day-to-day involvement with the company, his departure was necessary to protect its mission and values. For someone who had spent years building his brand as a mogul and entrepreneur, this was a significant blow, and the hits kept coming. By December, more lawsuits were filed, including one from a Jane Doe who accused Diddy and 2 other individuals of assaulting her when she was just 17. This lawsuit marked the 4th filed against him in less than a month, prompting Diddy to finally break his silence. In a statement posted on social media, he vehemently denied all the allegations, calling them sickening and accusing his accusers of being motivated by the desire for a quick payday. He made it clear that he intended to fight back and prove his innocence, but by then, the damage had already been done.
You know, I think in federal court and for these charges, they would say it's routine, but in the public realm, this is very significant, just from who we associate Diddy being and everything we've seen him do over the decades. Like you said, this is quite the downfall to go from, I mean, we saw the mansions back in March that were raided by the feds. So to go from living in those mansions to being in.
As if the mounting lawsuits weren't enough, Diddy's business ventures began to suffer as well. In December 2023, 18 brands severed ties with his e-commerce company, Empower Global, citing the ongoing allegations as the reason for their decision. Empower had been one of Diddy's initiatives aimed at empowering Black entrepreneurs, but with the growing controversy surrounding him, it seemed no one wanted to be associated with him anymore. Some of the brands that pulled out issued statements expressing their disappointment, acknowledging their admiration for Diddy's leadership in the past, but asserting that the serious nature of the allegations was too significant to overlook. Then, in March 2024, came a dramatic turn. Federal agents from the Department of Homeland Security executed search warrants at Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami. The raids were part of an ongoing investigation into trafficking and other serious crimes, signaling that the authorities were treating the case against him with the utmost seriousness. Sources revealed that agents seized a range of materials, including electronic devices and other evidence that could be used to strengthen the case against him. Diddy was not home at the time of the raids, but his legal team quickly responded, accusing the authorities of using excessive force and turning the investigation into a witch hunt.
Because I think, we have seen many photos, videos of Sean Combs, aka Diddy, through the Associated Press, through Instagram. And so to see him kind of in person after being in jail for 3 weeks now was pretty interesting, to say the least. And I say that by being that you would expect him to feel a little defeated, a little gaunt, anything like that. But it wasn't that case. He appeared confident.
But it wasn't just Diddy's homes that were targeted. Around the same time, a man named Brendan Paul was arrested at Miami's Opa-locka Airport. Paul, believed to be connected to Diddy's inner circle, was booked on charges related to the possession of certain substances. While it remains unclear if his arrest was directly related to the case against Diddy, the timing certainly raised suspicions. Paul's arrest added another layer of intrigue to an already complex case, prompting many to question just how deep this investigation really goes. As the probe continued, Diddy's legal team fought relentlessly to secure his release on bail. They made multiple requests, each time offering larger sums of money and stricter conditions, but the judges were unconvinced. Diddy was denied bail not once, not twice, but 3 times, with the court citing concerns that he posed a flight risk and might intimidate witnesses if released. In response, his legal team accused the government of overstating the evidence against him, claiming that the case was weak and that prosecutors were using the media to portray Diddy as guilty before he even had a chance to defend himself in
This has
court.
to be 100% culture shock. I can't imagine living a lifestyle of the incredibly rich and famous and then going into this very dark, impersonal, cold, austere facility.
Despite the setbacks, Diddy's legal team wasn't ready to give up. In May 2024, they filed another motion for bail, this time offering a staggering $50 million in cash and proposing 24-hour surveillance to ensure he wouldn't flee the country. They also pointed to 2 other high-profile cases involving defendants accused of similar crimes who had been granted bail, arguing that Diddy should receive the same treatment. However, the prosecution pushed back, maintaining that Diddy was too dangerous to be released and insisting that the evidence against him was stronger than his defense team was letting on. As Diddy remained behind bars at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, more shocking revelations emerged. In May 2024, a 2016 video was leaked to the media showing Diddy in an altercation with Cassie at a hotel. The footage, obtained by CNN, appeared to show Diddy shoving Cassie to the ground, kicking her and then dragging her down the hallway. The disturbing footage offered a glimpse into their tumultuous relationship, and while Diddy's legal team tried to downplay its significance, it was difficult to ignore. Cassie's lawyer, Douglas Wigder, released a statement calling the video gut-wrenching and praising Cassie for her courage in coming forward.
And if he's allowed to go through with any of the sales, I won't be able to recoup any of my monies or anything from him as a result of any possible judgment in this action, if he's allowed to proceed with it. And an injunction or a restraining order would help ensure that he's not manipulating and selling the property to avoid.
The video only intensified the controversy, and it wasn't long before Diddy found himself facing even more allegations. In May 2024, a former model named Crystal McKenna filed a lawsuit claiming that Diddy had assaulted her in a New York City recording studio back in 2003. According to McKenna, she had been given a drink that she later suspected was spite, and after the incident, she woke up disoriented in a taxi. McKenna's lawsuit not only named Diddy, but also his record label, Bad Boy Records, and his clothing brand, Scene John, accusing them of enabling his behavior by continuing to employ him despite knowing about his alleged misconduct. As the lawsuits piled up, Diddy's once untouchable reputation began to crumble. Even his children were feeling the fallout from the scandal. In October 2024, Diddy's 6 children released a joint statement on social media, expressing their support for their father and denouncing the allegations as false narratives. They insisted that Diddy was innocent and that the truth would eventually come out in court. However, by then, the damage had already been done. Diddy's empire, once a symbol of success and power, now appeared to be built on a foundation of lies.
Basically what that means is the money that they're saying Diddy has to start paying this guy on October 1st, right. Diddy's team is like, hold on, we need an emergency conversation about why this should not have been granted. And they awarded him a TRO, which basically meant that Diddy's team was not allowed to sell any property in that state or anything related to what could be used to pay the plaintiff.
With Diddy's trial now scheduled for May 2025, the question on everyone's mind is whether he can clear his name or if this marks the beginning of the end for one of the entertainment industry's most powerful figures. The stakes have never been higher, and as more evidence emerges, it's clear that this case is about much more than just Diddy. Speculation about who else might be involved continues to grow, and if Diddy is indeed cooperating with the feds, Hollywood could be in for a rude awakening.